everybody. I'm BJ Flag.
And I'm Rich G, and this is episode 340 when the it's the fan.
Yes. Navigating crises are the integral part of running a small business. Be prepared can mean the difference between a minor setback and a major disaster when it is
Yeah.
unexpected. When
We're gonna have
you know
fun
what?
with this one. We don't
We
we
are
don't want to
totally
use
gonna have fun.
we don't want to
And
use
not at
that
anyone's
word.
expense. No one's expense.
We don't want to use that word. So here's
No.
an informative guide to managing when things go hoorah, and covering four of the most common scenarios. And we're
Exactly.
we're also going to add actionable strategies for each one. Um,
Yeah.
we're not saying that they're going to happen. We're just saying here's four typical scenarios, but when the who hits the fan, you need to take action, and that's the most
Yes,
important part.
exactly. And a little faster than just anything else that you're doing.
Yes.
Um, what's interesting and what Rich and I are both seeing is financial downturn. I'll give you the scenario. Are you ready? Sales are plummeting. The cash flow is drying up. Financial downturns are threatening your business survival, whether due to economic recessions, increased competition, or the loss of key clients. Dun, dun.
But maybe one of these things might be happening to you, like maybe
Yeah,
sales are plummeting or you're losing some key clients or something like that.
right.
Financial downturn happens actually a lot, in a
Yeah,
small business. And you have to not go crazy, you just have to prepare for it.
right. And there's some great action items that kind of take you through what you can do. And these are a lot of the things that we talk about kind of on an ongoing basis on the podcast.
Yeah.
But this is when you're under extreme pressure. So the first thing is conduct a financial audit. You need to identify the areas where you can cut costs without sacrificing quality of your product or your service. The one biggest thing that you've got to do at this point is run a run rate report. That is the amount of time when all the money is gone.
Yeah.
And so you have to do that because realistically, you can't be an ostrich and stick your head in the sand. You've got to be on all of this.
Mhm.
So those are essential, absolutely essential.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Too many companies start to cut a quality, they cut size. You see this with
Oh
cereal
my
a
gosh,
lot.
cereal.
But with a run rate report, yeah, you get to see I could go 6 months, with no
Right.
clients, and then I'll be fine. And then
Yeah.
also you get to sleep at night. Uh,
Yeah. And
second
you're also
action,
not really gonna go
yes,
6 months without a client. Hello, folks. But
you're
you're prepared for it. You're prepared, which is awesome.
Your second action item is diversify revenue streams. That's huge. Explore new markets or add complementary product services to your offerings. I have
Yeah.
clients that I coach on a bi-weekly basis. It works out great. I also have corporate clients where I do workshop. I'm doing a workshop tomorrow night. I do
Yeah.
workshops, I do webinars, I do other things. So I diversify my revenue stream.
Yeah. And think about our marketing company. We work on projects and they might last 4 months, might 18 months. We have just retainer accounts that happen every month, and that's got to go out, and this happens. Having the diversity gives us a real strength during any type of time. So, the other thing that we want you to concentrate on is enhancing your customer relationships. I know we seem like we harp on this, but improving engagement with your current client base is going to boost repeat business. I am a fiend dog about calling people on the phone. I know. People sit there, they just like, what the heck? And I'll just be like, "Hey, Kelly, how you doing? What's going on? I thought about you yesterday when the cherry blossoms started coming out." We talk for 5 minutes. That's about it. And then we're done. And I said, "Anything else we can help you with today?" She goes, "Oh, no, no, no. We're great. We're great. We're having a fun time." And like, ah, so that's a huge thing.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I always say to clients, when business is down, you have lots of time. So enhance your old or current customer relationship. Call them up. You now have time. When business is busy, you don't have time for this. But when it's
Right.
slow, enhance your customer relationship. The last action we want you to take is seek financial assistance.
Oh
Consider
my God.
loans, government grants, financial aid to support distressed businesses. This is something I actually was talking to a client where I found out he doesn't have a line of credit with his local bank. I said, I want you to go out today, visit a local bank, not the big guys. Go to a
Yeah.
local bank and just secure a line of credit
You
because
may never need it.
yeah, you might
Yeah.
never need it, but you have ups and downs. It's there to help you with payroll and other things.
Yeah. And also, like, what it also does, and Rich brought this up just a little bit before and kind of skirted over it, it helps you sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard being a small business owner. And this type of thing, developing that relationship is also tied to the community. They are tied to the community as opposed to like a Bank of America that's tied to the world.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about for sure. Take us into the next one.
The next one, when the hits the fan, uh,
Yes.
is a key employee departure. And when I mean key, one of the main people, the high performers, decides to leave your company. Here's the scenario. A key employee or executive leaves, potentially disrupting operations or critical projects.
Yes.
Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun.
Dun dun dun. This is a severe time. We run a sizable web business, and 400 different clients kind of rely on us to be there. And one of our key web guys wanted to go over to another firm, and instead of "Holy cow, I can't believe this is happening," we had already diversified. So we already had a complete backup team. I had nurtured a relationship for another local person who could step in PDQ. And then we were able to start a nice, slow process to replace that person.
Yeah.
So it was not that everybody's indispensable, that whole idea of being dispensable. No, no, it's not that. We miss her like crazy. We loved her. She was a great person. It's just we have to realize, as a business owner, you've got to be ready for that.
Yeah, you got to move on. And that's why we've
Yeah,
come up with 4 action items to help you when a key employee leaves. Number one is develop a contingency plan. And this is something you need to do before people leave. Have a succession plan in place for all key positions. If Steve leaves, what do you do? Is there someone that could replace Steve, or do I need to hire? What can I do? So, and this could be something that you set up. It would take 10-15 minutes of
yeah,
just coming up. So you have a plan. And so if and when it happens, you're like, no problem. And you just move on.
yeah. And think about like cross training employees. That's the best thing you can do to ensure that the knowledge base and skills are not siloed into one individual employee. Somebody else has to know where the keys are. Someone else needs to know how to get in there and change that copy in Constant Contact. We all have diverse skills at our company. So what if someone got sick for 4 days with a stomach flu? Wait a minute, that actually happened. Everybody needs to be able to step in, make the changes, do the things, keep moving. Cross training, you
Yeah.
can't beat it.
Maintain open communication at all times. So make sure you keep your team informed to prevent any kind of rumors or and also to maintain morale because people start seeing a top person leave, it might start a
Yes.
cascade and you don't want that to happen, or people start losing faith in the company because someone left, just because they left because of a life circumstance. So keep the team
Yeah.
informed and the communication open.
Yeah. And also hire strategically. Don't be like you have to do it right away type of thing. Look for the replacement who will not only fill that gap, but also bring new energy into the and ideas into the role. Think of it as a resurgence, a rebirth of what's happening in your company. It's a good thing. It's an opportunity. Yeah. You
So
have to
what's
look at it that way, Rich.
absolutely. So what's our third action?
Oh, PR crisis. Here's the scenario. Your business takes a public relations crisis, such as negative press coverage, a social media backlash, which could damage your reputation and customer trust. Bum.
Yeah.
Not good. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
We
yeah.
I was talking to Rich that we were for the last whatever 15 years with a crisis management company out of Hartford. And I am telling you, she is the front of the fire hose. She knows exactly what you have to do. Got to do it quickly, and speed is of all importance. Rich, have you seen this in your business too?
Absolutely, absolutely. People don't realize things can come out of left field where I've talked to companies, CEOs of companies, and I've told them, I was walking in, we met at night and
Yeah,
I was walking in, I go, you need to get more lighting out here. And they're like, well, why? I go, if one of your employees gets attacked or robbed, it's going to be on the news, and suddenly you're playing catch up rather than putting some cameras out here, some adequate lighting, maybe a security guard walking once in a while. It's not
yeah,
that much compared to, and it happens like that. So
it does. It does, and that's the saddest part. A couple of action items. I want to kick it off with respond promptly and appropriately. We're going to assume that you have a crisis management plan. This is essential. You have to address the issue head on with well thought out statement or press release. You have to have a plan.
yeah. Sit down, get it done as soon as possible. Second,
Yes.
engage with your community. Use social media and other platforms to communicate directly with the stakeholders. The faster you open up the conversation and you communicate, the better it's going to be with your community.
And you got to monitor the situation, monitor the public's response, and adjust your strategy when you need it. It's going to be a free flowing situation. It's a it's a minute by minute thing, but you also have to be very guarded. You have to be transparent, open, and all of that type of stuff. But you also can't be, Elon Musk just saying whatever you care to say. You got to be really good with what you're saying.
And finally, learn and adapt. Review what
Yeah.
went wrong post crisis and implement changes to prevent future incidents because sometimes these things could have been, dodged, but unfortunately it happened. So you need to, understand what happened and make sure it never happens again. So.
And do you find with some of your clients that afterward it's kind of like they're in this PTSD. They think it's
Yeah.
going to happen again, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's something that affects a lot of people in the company. It could be, I hate to be maudlin, but I worked at a company 20 years ago. I came into work and everybody was outside of the building. I went to a doctor's appointment, so I came into work late. everybody's outside the building. I go, what are we having? A fire alarm, fire thing? And they went, no, someone committed suicide inside the building over the weekend. And we're like, oh gosh.
No
And we like
way.
everybody's being sent home. Talk about the reverberations within the company and what the company had to do to deal with that. I mean, and
Yeah,
it's just, and they had to do some major things to take care of it. They actually reorganized that whole part of the floor. They moved everything so nobody would have that office, you know?
right. And
And
and and it's also like, if there's a real issue with one person and they get walked out of the building and there's a bit of retraining sometimes that has to get done. They got to bring in their favorite coach to get things organized and re-put together. It's amazing
absolutely.
what people go through, and a real psychological issue. So
Yeah.
that's a hot button for sure.
Well, our fourth scenario today is supply chain disruptions. This has probably happened a lot to people in the last few years, but here's the scenario: natural disasters, geopolitical events, or other factors disrupt your supply chain, leading to delays or increased costs. We've been going through it, guys. It happens to a lot of people.
We could all write this book. This is one of those things where you're out it's an out of body experience. Everything's going fantastic. You get one phone call and they say this part's not going to be there until 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You just promised 4 people that you're finishing everything on Thursday.
Yeah.
And that's unbelievable. So there's some action items that are essential to getting this going.
Yeah, the first one, and I tell my clients this all the time: diversify your suppliers. Avoid
Uh,
dependence on a single source for your critical inputs. Make sure you have backups. Make sure you duplicate your suppliers just in case this
Backup of a
happens.
backup. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, you really have to. We have a printing side to our business, and we have like four different backups, because we can't say no. That's not an option.
Yeah.
And the paper disruption, things like that going on. Oh my gosh, we're challenged. So anyway, that's such an important one. You also have to build inventory buffers, have extra stock of essential items so that it can tide you over for these short-term disruptors. Buy the toilet paper, put it up on the shelf. It's important.
Yeah, you need to do this. Build that inventory up in those parts or tools or areas that are going to be hot. The
Yeah.
third action item we want you to take is to communicate transparently. Keep your customers informed about potential delays or issues. Don't not call them. Call them immediately and say, look, I just want to let you know we're running into a delivery problem on one of these items. So that's going to hold us back, just to let you know. It's
Right.
not your fault. I'm checking other suppliers for this, but I just want to let you know as soon as possible.
Yeah. And then when the piece comes in, you immediately call them and say, false alarm, piece came in, all is good. Just wanted to make sure you knew. And they love the communication. So it's so awesome. You also just need to explore alternate solutions. Be ready to pivot. Whenever I have a couple of printers that I'm so impressed with because they're pivoters. Whenever I call them, I love it that this supplier can just quickly and temporarily, alter your product lineup for you. They'll immediately say, I'll say, I can't believe it. I needed this card stock and now we don't have it and stuff. And he goes, you're a designer. Design and use a different card stock, Beach. And sometimes I got to be hit on the side of the face for that type of thing. I love them for it, and you got to explore alternate solutions that could be fantastic.
So
So
let's wrap it up. BJ, why don't you go?
yes, crises are inevitable in business world, but with the right strategies, you can navigate through them. The key is to stay calm, think strategically, and take decisive action.
Yeah, at the end of the day, remember every challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and emerge stronger on the other side. Boy, do I sound like
I
I'm
know.
on the other
Of
side.
the other side. But that's it for this episode. We invite you to share this podcast on LinkedIn and Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and TikTok while it's still here with the hashtag the best small business show.
Yeah, and thanks for tuning in to the Best Small Business Show. If this episode has been valuable to you, subscribe, follow, and share it with other budding entrepreneurs who could benefit.
And that's it for this week. You can reach out to me at newrenew.com and find Rich at richg.com.
Thanks to our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo. Have an unbelievable week and catch you later.